Citizen Wayne back into the mid lane, trying to exchange nicely with Reginald. Chaos and Egg Special trading with Sand and Antigen. And to be honest, Chaos is coming out on top. Now he's got 2 Doran's blades, he's got boots, and Ash with the 1 Doran's blade is going to start taking the pain.
And also Grave is going to hit 6 very, very soon. Oh my god, if that Janna actually knocked Ash out, Graves would have been able to kill her. Oh, he actually ends up killing her anyways.
He did. I was watching the gank in mid lane, and there is actually a pulled back nothing. Okay, I'm going to go for a quick instant replay onto the bottom lane. Gravity back, we'll catch the end of that in a second. Back by another 15 seconds. There we go. So, there it comes. The knockout comes up. That's as the gang starts mid. We do see the vision blocker come down from Sand. Headbutt pulverize onto Chaos to start trading up. This is what we saw before.
So let me explain bottom a little bit. When you're looking at Chao X and Janna, they started getting really, really aggressive because right when they're about to engage on Ashe and Alistar, they saw or they communicated that they're about to hit level 6, right? When someone levels, it's really, really hard to tell how close they are. You know, you have a general idea depending on how close you are, but the moment they hit a threshold level, like level 6 or level 11, especially level 6, because it gives you another spell, an ultimate, that's usually really, really powerful. And so they timed their aggression with Graves leveling up really quick.
And we did just replay it back to that point, so we saw those kills go down, and double kill for Chaos then, setting him up quite nicely. And there we are, back into real time, nothing else got missed. 4 kills to 1 then, TSM securely in the lead by 2,000 gold, and Graves is getting himself quite a farm going. 2 kills, 0 deaths, 1 assist, 57 CS.
But TSM is definitely making their payback for last game. Last game, I honestly felt their pain. It hurts so bad. It hurts to cast because I'm like, oh my god, my little baby brother is getting melted so hard. But it's glad to see that, you know, there's a comeback game, and I'm glad there's going to be a 3rd game because, you know, it's always more exciting when there's going to be 3 games. Not going to say that they're going to win this game, but as long as this game is close, you know, that's all I'm going to ask for.
We do have the arrow goes out onto X Special. Cotnix is down here as well as Odd One. Chaos is going to be the focus, obviously, for Navi. Exhaust goes out into Cotnix. He's going so low. The ult comes out from Chaos, and the ignite is it going to be enough? It will be. Cotnix drops. TSM grab themselves another kill, and very well played by the pair of them. So that counter gank that Navi thought they could pull off actually worked against them. We do have Citizen Wayne finding Reginald in the jungle. Not really too much of an issue. Reginald wins that fight, and this is going to be a dragon for TSM. There we go. Odd One grabbed himself the smite kill. Going back away from the blue buff. Reginald, in fact, he's got a blue buff himself. He doesn't need the new one. He stole this one from before. Got himself a catalyst, and it's unusual, but got himself the chalice, which is not so. We should probably see him go solo down the TSM blue buff soon. Doesn't really need the help with it anymore. In fact, he's going to shop. Why? Why are you shopping? You're carrying about 900 gold. One day can grab yourself a blasting one, and then come back doing the blue buff, or your Merc treads. Okay, so he's going to go for boots first, and we do have Cotnix approaching the top lane. Nautilus just waiting. And we got Citizen Wayne coming up as well. The dredge line goes out, the snare goes down. Ult comes out from Dyrus. Well played as he sees Citizen Wayne, but it may be too little too late. The ignite's there. Nezilas grabs the kill, and Citizen Wayne's barrel was enough to help out and grab him an assist. It's the 2nd kill on the board then for Navi. We do have Reginald looking to try and catch someone, just drops a ward at their feet instead. Slow goes out through the wall. Dredge line enough for Cotnix to back away for now. Great ult by Citizen Wayne will split up TSM. I mean, okay, pushed Odd One closer to Cotnix. didn't push Reginald. Reginald got further away, and Reginald's the one with the damage. So that was a good shot. TSM 5 and 2, they are still up by just under 3,000 gold, and they are sitting pretty. 3 and 0 on Chaos. Really fed AD carry. And again, Reginald has himself a blue buff. That's been every single one of this game so far.
Yeah, he's definitely controlling those blue buffs really, really well, and you can tell because if you look at the difference between Galu and Gragas CS and just the contribution to the game. Galu has been able to just shove against Gragas the entire game and just steal every single blue, and that pressure is really what's allowing him to steal every blue buff as well. You know, he's able to chip Gragas down to such a low hit point that they can't contest blue buff.
And Nezles trying to do his best CS in that top lane. We do have Galio returning to mid. Citizen Wayne still again lacking a blue. They have warded the Navi blue again, so Reginald really wants to pick that up. To try and steal the Wraiths, but they're already dead. We've got Cottonex actually walked across a ward into the TSM jungle. Odd one baits into him with low health. Does land a good cleaver. Reginald's here. The knockle goes out a little bit too soon. Where's the ult? Doesn't quite come as he flashes over the wall. And Reggie does not want to blow his own flash to chase that. Citizen Wayne was there. Trade goes off. Body slam dodges Q. The leap smite a little bit too much. Dyrus hits level 11, so his ult's going to be ever so slightly stronger. 3,000 gold lead then for TSM. Chaos bullying onto Antigen, doing quite a bit of damage with his auto attacks. His special randomly tornadoes into nothing.
So let's talk about the lane a little bit.
Yeah.
So like we're looking at bottom lane, right? And Graves has been winning really by a really large margin, just because not in terms of farm, but in terms of kill, because bottom lane's getting so much kills, he's getting a lot more farm, so that's giving TSM a lot more dragon control. But if you also look at top lane, even with all the ganks that or pressure that Udyr has been getting, he's actually pulling ahead of Kennen. So I can see that if Udyr isn't handled very soon, top lane is going to keep on getting pushed. And Udyr is one of those champions where if you leave him alone, he's going to push on you all day. And he may become a problem if TSM doesn't start managing the resources to control him. So top lane is something to watch out for very soon, because from my experience, Udyr actually, although he loses to Kennen in the early, say 6-7 levels, once his turtle stance gets high enough, he's just going to be able to tank everything and continually farm and push, and it's not going to allow Kennen to leave lane. And Kennen's gonna have to farm under tower while he just tanks Kennen's hit.
Yeah, I mean that's part of the reason I suspect that Udyr was picked so quickly into Kennen. Let's do what damage he can as the barrel comes out. Citizen Wayne bursts him down, and despite the ult proc, wow, Dyrus
that
just
damage was
melted.
massive.
Citizen Wayne.
Gragas is just decimating people right now. You know, you think of the full combo with the barrel, the body slam, and the ultimate. That's about a 1100 damage burst before resist, and then you throw in the tiger stance too with the auto attack from bear and tiger. You know, that's another 500. So anytime they catch a single person with that combo, it's going to be very painful.
Ash arrow lands on the backside of Chaos. Cottonex is already dead. Citizen Wayne had to flash away from Reginald's ultimate. Does get slowed. Flat dashes away from the cleaver. Being chased down again by Reginald. They're going to turn back, but TSM want this dragon.
That's a very free dragon because Gragas used his ultimate not too long ago, so they know it's down, so there's no real threat.
And and there's even less threat when they can kill Gragas quite like that. Chaos dash over the wall, bursts his combo, and it's enough. He's about to get surrounded though. Let's see how he can manage it. Knocked up, and there's a Tiger Stance damage from Nezreal. That's not quite enough. And also, well played X Special, standing on the edge of this wall, chopping his ultimate. Not so much for the knockback, for the heal. Kept Chaos alive. Does go up that cliff. Let's wait and watch it. 4,000 gold is the lead for TSM. That's the second dragon they've got. And with still almost every blue buff heading towards Reginald, he's going to go and get himself another one.
Yeah, he's got the blue buff far enough apart that every time he has one, the other one is gonna spawn as the first one that, or the one that he's holding is expiring. So as long as he's able to continue that momentum, he's gonna get a lot more strong. Just because, you know, it's so much easier to farm with blue buff. It's so much easier to harass with blue buff. He's able to push against Gragas basically indefinitely, and he's gonna have a lot more cooldown. That means he's gonna be able to use that bulwark to heal very frequently too. So in terms of Galio versus Gragas, just that blue buff is going to help so much.
Antigen misses the arrow. Chaos drops though with the headbutt pulverize instead. Sidon Wayne was there, but it didn't really matter. And we do have the rest of TSM though. Mid lane looking for this blue buff. Again, as we mentioned, Dyrus came down from the top. Odd ones in here. They're not actually going to give this one to Reginald. He doesn't really need it. They're just going to take it away from Citizen Wayne.
They basically didn't need to give it to Galio because they know that the one on his side is still up, so it wasn't a priority to have him run across and just pull attention over there. So it's oh, he missed the body slam. Had he landed that body slam, that would have been a dead Janna.
Very well played by X Special to get out of there alive. Does walk away. 3,000 gold lead then. Dyrus tries to farm the mid lane. Reginald just says, nah, I can do a resolute smite. My creeps. And there's
so Navi is playing a really good game right now. If you're looking at the gold difference earlier, it was about 4,000 less than 2 minutes ago, and now it's down to 2. So they're doing a really good job in making plays and getting those ganks in, so they can close that gap.
Still chasing onto Dyrus, body slam over the wall. Citizen Wayne takes a slow to the face, gets the ignite out onto Reginald. That's going to be enough for the kill.
I felt like it was almost worth it for him to just nuke the Wraith and have him proc his bulwark to get some heals off.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't quite expecting the ignite to land, but there it is. Blue team's turret destroyed. 2 towers apiece now. Everyone's got a little bit of global gold going on. TSM, of course, with the dragons have a little bit more, but they are still up by 4,000 gold. Chaos takes a slow to the face. Antigen kind of ignore him after that. What kind of items are we sitting on then? So there's a Phage complete on Udyr and a little bit of MR. Nothing much more than that. 2 to 1. Infinity Edge just finished on Antigen. That's what he went back and bought on Ashe.
That's gonna be huge. You know, that finishing that Eye Edge is gonna make him put so much more damage out, especially on Ashe, because Ashe's passive is going to allow him to crit a lot more, and getting that 50% crit damage is going to make him just output so much more in team fights. And like another thing is you're looking at Udyr's item. He's going Phage, and he's got that magic resist cloak. It appears that either he's going to build that into Hex Drinker, or he's going to build that, most likely Hex Drinker actually, because Hex Drinker gives you AD, MR, and the extra health. So you know, it's just a really good item against a double AP team, especially as Udyr on top lane.
I love building that Hex Drinker item on top lane, even if you don't build it into more of my Mortius now. Really
the Hex Drinker is so cheap. It's very easy to get.
Yeah. A little bit more than a Hextech Revolver, as I have completely missed Graves killing Graves.